What is going on, lunatics? So it got a little bit weird in this market for the last 3 or 4 days, and I want to talk to you about it, let you know that we're still in this bull run, but I'm going to give you the breakdown of where I think we are. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not qualified to give you financial advice. I'm qualified to sit around and give you like Descendants t-shirts. That's about the extent of it. But let's talk about where the market is. I'm going to give you my opinion. If it matches your opinion, then we'll have consensus. If it doesn't match your opinion, then we'll just have a difference of opinion. But we're all going to be Luna Classic investors and holders together. So if you like this type of content, make sure you hit the like button on the way in. If you're trying to trade Luna Classic, make sure that you sign up at Weeks. Weeks can help you trade futures with Luna Classic. So we're all looking for, right? No? Whatever. Let's go. Okay, guys. So this is where I think we are. We've seen a sentiment extreme, an extreme move. And by the way, when we look at something like this, I do want to point out that when we look at the euphoria up at the top and then we see the lower high, we got the opposite of that, and we got a double top in 2021, but generally the market structure looks this way. So what we're getting right now is the trap. We've gone to 100 and almost 10,000 with Bitcoin, and now we've had an alarming sort of retracement that we've seen many times before. So once this clears out and the market reverses, and we continue to see patterns develop that say that, we continue to see RSIs that say that there's a movement coming. And let me just point out the very simplest of facts with a minimal of an announcement, which is that Donald Trump has instructed the United States to start to consider a strategic crypto reserve. With just that simple announcement, the market exploded over $300 billion in the course of several hours. That's the amount of capital that's available to be thrown into the market. Now, what you did see right after that is the same $300 billion come right back out of the market. How many times did we see these liquidity sweeps when Bitcoin was on its way up? This is not a testament of, this is a testament of market manipulation. It's not a testament of the overall market sentiment. It's the ability of institution to move capital and to manipulate this market. That is what we're seeing. Now, we're down another $100 billion today because we're completing the move. And you might be asking yourself, well, what move is that? Well, look, the most likely move here is to fill that entire CME futures gap. And we filled partially the number down at 78,000. Then we filled completely the one at 93,000. And here's the thing. The people on Twitter and social media, they told you, hey, we just filled the CME gap, and everybody thought, all right, now it's time for us to pump. No, my friend. We filled the CME gap at like 93, 94,000. We haven't finished out the original CME futures gap, which was quite a bit lower. So now the question, what's the next step in the market? Well, it's to get down into that CME, which is why you're seeing downward momentum. What we're looking for and what you're looking at right now is institutions are working their way down charts. They are completing this move. And guys, we've seen it before. It's so much so, in fact, we've seen it so many times before that it doesn't really affect the market. All it does is it temporarily turns bulls into bears, puts them on the sideline, and then they come back in. I mean, that's really what we're talking about, right? The market is just manipulated. So knowing that, I am convinced that we are in this bear trap and that we're about to get an extreme pump. Now, could it be delayed months? That's always possible. But also, there's a lot of movement in the Trump administration to say something like, on Friday, there's going to be a crypto summit. When that crypto summit happens, there's a distinct possibility that Donald Trump will announce no tax on US-based cryptos. And that could be another catalyst to send these markets soaring. If you don't have to pay taxes on your gains in the United States, then it will be a seismic momentum shift in investment. So this could be a really big moment. So we're going to be watching this, with excitement on the sidelines to see what happens next. So now that we're finished talking about where we are in the market, let's go look around the market. But before we do, Terra Casino has everything for you. from Sweet Bonanza 1000 dice, which you can play right now, to a giveaway that started yesterday for $5,950, completed on March 9th. It's a daily lightning tournament. If you get in and play, get your opportunity to win every single day. Also, you can burn Terra right now. Remember, we were burning Cat with Hat before. Now we're burning Terra. Terra needs a little reduction in their supply, which will create more valuation across the remaining holders. That's pretty exciting, especially if this market starts to send, because if this market actually does start to send and we start to see Luna Classic really gain some value, it's going to be great for the pairing with Terra and all of these other meme coins and utility coins that are in this ecosystem. So check it out today. You can use all of your favorite crypto to do it. Now, Binance Square is again leaning into, can Luna Classic get to $1? So the question now is, can it reach it? And look, I think everybody's really looking at what is needed, and the percentage increase would be right here, 14,000. So 144x, basically where we're looking at right now in order to get to that level. Their targets for short-term growth is that they think that, and by the way, this is important. If we could see it rise to 0.001 or 0.01 by the end of 25. These are short-term targets. Now, medium-term target would be 10 cents by 2026. Is not impossible. That's using an AI algorithm saying that the market is going to continue on the pattern that it's currently on. By the way, that is not the market. This is an AI projection. A1 Lunk would likely require several more years, potentially 5 to 10 years, if the crypto market grows substantially and Lunk keeps progressing. Now, by the way that it's worded, you can tell that it was AI that wrote this article, but the point is, it's looking at the charts and it's seeing the potential for growth. And look, if you look at any kind of time frame and you start to do the math on a specific time frame, basing it on that growth is going to end up being linear from that point, then any kind of evaluation sounds legit. So is this possible? I don't think so, not in the short term. It does take a lot of burning of crypto. Now, Lunk to Bitcoin pairing, still unfavorable. We're looking for a reversal of that. We want to see a big spike. Now, community, the Commonwealth has a thing up right now. This is somebody who's asking for $10,000. And look, I'm going to point that out. That's going to be the important part. But it's EQA stablecoin peg mechanism, user perspective mathematical model, test suite dashboard. So the test suite basically shows the simulations control with volatility and arbitrage efficiency, and you can slide it around in order to kind of look at, based on the way that this algorithmic stablecoin is working, that it can maintain its peg going between 92. So it looks like with heavy volatility that it could still maintain itself as a peg. And then here is the average deviations, the worst drop. Here's the iterations. This is all the data that you need to know. So I would encourage you to go look at this. I'm not sure how this applies, but Lunk Rocket points out they require 10,000 to continue any work. I can't continue this work for free. And that's what they're really asking for. They're asking for $10,000 to complete this work. I don't know what this work does for US. So you guys go read this, decide. It hasn't come up for governance or anything like that. The guy is out here telling you right here, this is everything that you need to know. The only thing left will end up being the vote. And it's giving, by the way, the calculations of how the arbitrage is done. Governance-driven dynamic fee adjustments. It's giving you all of the calculations in the entire process so that you can figure out for yourself whether this could fundamentally work or not. So go check it out in common. All right, meme coins. Meme coins are down, just correcting to the downside. Now, I have limited some of my exposure. I removed my boys coin and I've moved that back over into Terra. So you might see that I'm up about 1 million Luna Classic on the day. That is because I liquidated a couple of very small positions with a couple of again, with a couple of the cryptos that I thought, they're not moving anymore, and I think they're basically abandoned at this point. So, going forward, what you're going to see is I'm in here with LNC, Cat with Hat, Cookie, Lunk, Pepe, Fun, Terra, Juris, and Hera Food, Garuda X. I think what I got rid of was Hamster Meme and just to grab a few more. Oh, and I got rid of my USTC for now. You can look down here and you can see that I got rid of that. I only have 6 USTC left. Seemed like I want to say USTC. I'm not, again, I've told you before, I'm not really bullish on it. So I don't really know or think that we're going to get a huge run on USTC no matter what. I think that, it's downside momentum when Binance delists. So I would consider that there's probably downward momentum so I've swapped over. And we'll see how. Now, if you're trading these meme coins or these utility coins, the place to do it is terraport.finance. The easiest way to do it right here, go to swap, click on it, and then decide what you want. So, for example, if I wanted to convert my Terra, which is 10,993, and I wanted to convert it over to Luna Classic, that would give me an additional 831,000. And then I can just go here, click the swap, and then I can convert those over. It's just that easy. Swap done. So go check out terraport.finance today, connect your wallet, and you can start trading. All right, so that governance, we just saw that kind of flash on my screen, right? So we saw the governance proposal that's completed, and now it's the SDK to 0.50.x. So and this is done, the upgrade is by Antier Solutions. Not looking like it's going to pass. All nodes, no. Interstake 1, no. Jesus is Lord. Everybody's voting no. We'll check for the reasons for the no and stuff like that a little bit later. I assume that it's probably going to be something to do with solutions or something that they've done that you can kind of look at. So we'll check that out. Okay, so here's the chart. Here's the market. Pump or dump is the question. And look, we have not completed this move. The market's been incredibly bearish. We've watched capital just really flow out of the market, but we didn't come back down. I do think that we have one more dip. I think we've got another one of these double bottoms that, something like this seems to be the catalyst that moves that market. So it looks to me like we're seeing it playing out again. If you imagine this right here was this right here, and we got that big move, we got that big move, we got that correction, we got what looked like it was going to start moving back to the upside, and then boom, capitulation. So I get a sense here that the same thing is playing out, and then we're going to see a sharp and steady move from that point. And, really, if we were to just say this bars pattern from what we've done before to right here, you really just, look, it perfectly plays out. Like it perfectly plays out and tells me that most likely we're looking at that little downside momentum. And then if, again, history repeats itself, then what happens over here is that breakout. We get the breakout moving that way. Okay, so I do think that we are in that spot where there's going to be a big move. And Luna Classic is now up on the day. You can see right here, capital outflow was about 100 billion last night. It looks like we're about to go positive for the day. Dow Jones is down very big, down 400 points, but risk assets seem to be getting some capital inflow. It looks like it's being led by XRP, which is currently up about 5% in just a short period of time. H-bar up 7%. So we're starting to see a little bit of recovery in this market. Might start to be some of the projects that we like. We might start to see a pump. I don't know if that's going to be the case. That could just be some buyers stepping in, and we've got some people exiting the market back down 24. So a lot of volatility. So we'll see what happens overall. USTC, again, 13, 14. I would look, here's the thing. If I see this come down a little bit more, if I get this sort of feeling right here that there's some potential for this right here to happen and we can get down here, I'm going to put everything in Luna Classic into USTC at this sort of level. Now, that's not the exact spot. It'll be more like, somewhere up here around 208, but set yourself a buy order right there just in case it comes down, and watch the fireworks fly from that point, because then I think you get, again, looking over there for that double bottom right here, swift and rapid recovery. And look at the percentage on it the last time this happened. The percentage on that was 176%. So, that would be a very, very nice gain. Okay. So, that's a pretty big number. You have $1,000. You put it in here, and now you got $1,000, you got $2,276. That's a big win. That is a big win. So in the event that we get that double bottom, then I would think maybe that we get that explosive move. Now the other thing is, what if we don't get that double bottom? Could we be looking at this instead of this? So maybe we don't get that capitulation, but we could be looking at that big move. So no matter what, buy at the bottom. You know what I mean? So if you're at the bottom right here, go ahead, give yourself a shot. To buy on spot, I would be more shrewd if it were leverage position, but you do. Anyway, market down 8%, volume down 8%, market down 10%, volume down 21%, seeing an exiting of interest right now, but that's going to change, I think, because guess what? We got big burn. Look at this right here, 1.7 billion, and I'm going to show you something, and when you look at it, you're going to be like, oh, damn. All right, this was the burn from the other day from Binance. Binance burned 700 and something million, but then we burned another 100, so it's 841 million. Then the day before yesterday, we got 58 billion, looking like it was going back to normal. Yesterday, 455 million were burned in a day, and guess what? Today, 462.7 million so far. Remember when we were having these moments here where there were big movements? Well, guess what? Now we've got another. They're moving it around again, and we're starting to see these big burns happen. Guys, when you get big burns like this is exactly what moves the market. And look at this over here. We just burned 882,000 USTC yesterday, and it's 731,000 today. This really means that wallets are starting to move significant supply of both USTC and Luna Classic round. Now, it could be for protection. It could be some of these big institutions. I haven't investigated this portion yet. I'm just happy to see massive amounts of burns, and hopefully they're going to continue through the next day or 2 or 3 or 10. And we'll see, huge amounts getting burned all of the time as these big moves happen, fingers crossed. But ultimately, the question is, what's going to go on? Well, look, this takes the market doing something better than what it's been doing. This market has not been soaring. This market has been difficult to figure out. Every time somebody tells you it's the final shakeout, we shake out a little bit more. Every time we tell you, me included, here we go, we fail to launch. So we are range bound until we're not. I will, as soon as I see a market condition that says specifically or something that really fixes what seems to be broken right now, as soon as we see that, then things will change. But just know this. Institution is currently on the sidelines just a little bit, and they're a little bit nervous. They're a little bit nervous because Donald Trump is breaking things before he rebuilds things in the United States. So we've got some wearing out of erosion, if you will, of our investment trust as we go through the tariff process. A lot of people didn't think that would happen. It did happen. So now the question is, how do we react, right? Markets are reacting right now. Eventually this changes and it starts to go crazy. But let me know what you think in the comments down below. And remember, it's not financial advice, right?